Greetings, Fallout fanatics, and welcome to the next episode. Let's build a settlement here at the Lone Pines Mall, Tenpines Bluff, with 99% new mods. And when I say no mods, I mean I no longer have any mods. My menu is basically back to vanilla. Yeah, and you might be noticing too that things are a little bit different. We got this whole section that I built up here is gone, and the fences themselves are a little bit different for those of you with a keen eye. I had, well, for those of you that have been with my channel for a while, I've been dealing with some issues with my computer itself crashing quite a bit. Thought it was all due to the RAM, which I got the new RAM, but we still had some problems. Turns out the RAM, I don't know, because of whatever errors it was having, corrupted my Windows. So, yeah, I had to do a bootloader repair, which was able to get me back into Windows, and I figured since I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff like that, might as well update. Notice I didn't say upgrade to Windows 11, in which case that kind of messed up my game and took away my ability to play on the older unupgraded, updated version of Fallout 4, which I can still use, but now it's I can't access the mod menu to turn off all the mods to do this build. So I'm on the quote-unquote upgraded version now, and running just the bare minimum of mods that I was using before, just to be able to fly around and have basically unlimited building abilities, and that's it. Everything else is completely 100% vanilla. So that should make it a lot easier for me to, truck along and do this without having to stop every 5 seconds wondering if this is safe to use. So, having said all that, I took everything out of the thing, or I should say there is nothing in here other than a busket, because none of that stuff, as I learned, was vanilla. And I basically had to rebuild this all over again, which is why things look just slightly different. So I did it more or less from memory and little bits of tweaks here and there. So, having said all that, let's move along. So, while doing this, I did come up with some ideas of stuff that I do kind of want to do. And I want to make a nice, like, pre-made pathway in a sense. And you can see what I'm talking about here. We have this little section of wood. Let's actually our floor. And make sure I can pass underneath it okay. And this is going to be what's going to set up my whole design, essentially. Like I said, I want to make this open to the air, and everything else is going to just be pack-filled with buildings and whatnot. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So I do have the room there to squeeze under there, but I need everything to kind of go along with how squared off everything is set up. So, oh yeah, I never turned off or put in a mod for settlement height, which we're not going to need for this one. So, but I do have a mod that allows me to build like way up into the sky. We're talking like a height of like 9,000, which I don't know what that translates to in Fallout world. So, alright, let's do a little something here. So that right there is going to kind of give me my base to start with for keeping things square. Actually, I can turn that back on now. Make life a little easier. Put that in there. And yeah, I think we're going to be getting rid of these dudes here. Not that. And if my microphone sounds a little different, I had a heck of a problem too with getting that working out. Everything with Windows 11 is just a huge chore and a nightmare, so yeah. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do here? Maybe let's play around with some stairs or something. I highly doubt I really need it, but I do kind of want to like connect all these together, but I can't go too tall here because of that. So, and as you can see, that's on an angle that this is not on. So maybe we can... No, I don't want you to connect that way. Of course you don't want to connect that way. You connect there, you will not connect there. Alright, so... let's come back in here. I have all these grand ideas, and more often than not, they end up failing me because things just don't work out the way I want them to. Alright, let's get you like that. And let's put another set of stairs here. How tall are you? That's not tall, or too tall, I should say. So let's go back into these stairs. Oh, that's like perfect height right there. Okay. And of course you don't connect. Alright. So let's move you out of the way. Let's go with a regular wooden floor. See if you'll connect to that. Really? They don't connect on the bottom? Ugh, Bethesda, what the heck, dude? That's just, like, terrible. Absolutely freaking terrible. So we're gonna have to eyeball this, of course, as you can see. And then, get this as close as we possibly can. I mean, it's not the end of the world, because they're not really gonna connect. Because we got this hump here, and whatnot. Well, then again, that is much higher now. Let's see. Let's try a small doer. Like that. Let's see how that looks. Okay. So now I see we've got to move back. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. Why am I doing this the hard way? Let's just do that. And there we go. Now we're locked. Now I'm going to cheat a little and boop this up. Just so that I can get these to lock into each other like so. And now we're all lined up. Cool. So we take that guy out for now. Lock in that guy. And I'm probably going to end up putting the other floor back in momentarily. These are just going to kind of stay while I continue to figure this out. Actually, let's go back into here. And I want to use... Yeah, that dude like that. So this is basically going to be like, I don't know, a road / walkway type deal that's going to help direct traffic, and then we're going to line up all of our buildings and whatnot to it. So let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. Come back in here. I really like the look of these. These are so cool looking. I'm stuck. There we go. And I like the way that it blends into the ground as well. So I might take that guy out and we'll use a couple of these going underneath here. That also helps with drainage so that I guess this doesn't flood or something along those lines. I don't know. Alrighty. But we can't keep using the same thing over and over again, so we're going to throw in a whole bunch of different types of floors here. So that's going to be a bit of a pickle of a dilly. I don't want to keep using the same things over and over again. And one way to kind of help is to, you know, rotate them, like so. And yeah, we'll just put like a regular here. Now the question is, do I want to do this whole entire thing as one big thing like that? That actually doesn't look too bad. And how far over can we come? Because I think, yeah, the ground starts to dip down that way. But we're probably going to put a building over here, so that's not really going to matter too much. I think that's going to be, yeah, the end of our thing there. So let's go ahead. And that's second floor. You know what? We can pile a whole bunch of these guys in place. And let's just keep going this way for now. And see what we end up with. Let's rotate you. Put that little guy there. And so these are high, but I can always dip these down in order to make this a little better. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's nudge that guy down until it's like just above the surface. There we go. Let's take all these, dip them down. Nice. Same, I guess, with this guy here. How does that look? That one I think we might end up leaving high. Maybe this will be like our little cutoff point. And then we'll put in some stairs or something to... like that. And that. Nice. Now we got a little bit of a transition point. And maybe, in fact, we'll stick another building like right here, adjacent to this. So you come in the door. Open sesame. You're greeted. Look at that perfectly with this nice little sidewalk that leads you right into here. Excellent. Let's continue on. Alright, so now that we've got that, let's go back into the warehouse floors. See, look. See how awesome this is? She's completely impressed. She's like, I can't wait to walk all over this. And, of course, that doesn't work, so... Whoops, we're outside. And I don't have that turned off. So we'll stick the half door here. Now, let's close this and see how this lines up. Not bad. Oh, you want something. What? I already helped you.
It's okay.
That's what she wanted.
You just need to tell me what happened.
They said they'd be back for the...
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll get him back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Go away. Okay. Yeah, just to get this place back, I had to go kill a whole bunch of ghouls, and then I get it back, and now apparently somebody's been kidnapped, and whatever it is, it's just never enough. So as you can see, it's not perfectly straight, and that's fine. We don't really need it to be perfectly straight. I mean, I could just... Maybe we'll do that. We'll tweak the gate here. Turn it a little bit so that it lines up a little better. Maybe even pull it in a little too. And let's see. I'm only doing this because I know there are some people that have some serious OCD and that kind of stuff's going to really bug them. And then we'll just turn that guy. There we go. All straight and hunky-dunky. I know it's not centered, but that's all you're going to get. Alright, let's do a save. And let's change the time of day. Because it's starting to get kind of dark. Game world. Date and time. 9 a.m. Okay. So yeah, so right here, we can end up putting... Sorry, there was a glitch there. A building, and then we'll definitely put one over here. Once again, we'll have to move these dudes. And we'll take you. You know what? Bring you all the way over here. Pop you right here in the garden. Right about here. Looks good. That's where we need our water. Excellent. Oh, what are you doing up here? Forgot about you. We'll eventually use you, so just chill out right there. That's fine. Okay. So, let's see. Where can I put you? You're out of the way. Until I use you. You know what? Right over here. Thing with that. I think I want to keep that around just because it's neat looking. We can probably use it. So, let's see. Do I want to do... Actually, no. We're going to need a walkway over here because we're going to have a guard tower there. So, oops. We want... Actually, no, one fun thing you can do is you can use roof sections, too. I don't think these are going to snap, but we can always just kind of loosely place it here. Line it up as best we can. And then use it as kind of a walkway. There are no rules here, other than not using mods, essentially. So, but now that this is coming down, we can actually build a little bit of another bridge here. You know me, you know I like my bridges. Actually, we might take that out, and maybe we'll do that elsewhere, because right now I need small sections. Ooh, I like these guys. Stick that like that. Put this like that. And that builds us a little bridge slash walkway, which then takes us to our guard tower, which is going to stick way the heck out. So we're going to have to muck around a bit with that, but that's essentially the kind of design I'm going to go for. We might take that out, and let's try doing this. Really? Go to that side. Yeah, that's just not far enough, so we'll play around with that. I do have the actual wooden bridges. I might end up using that instead, but that's essentially what we're going to go for, is we're going to stick some sort of floor here. Maybe actually we'll even just put this in place for now. Like that. And that's going to end up being our guard tower. We'll stick some half walls or fences or something in there, but we'll get back to that. Or maybe we'll just do it right now. I do kind of want to build my little bridge here. So let's go back over into wood. And there we go. We got ourselves the nice little vanilla bridge here. So we're going to overlap these two on top of each other. Now, this type of thing I'm doing because you can do it in the vanilla game without mods. You can use a post or a floor mat, etc., and glitch things in place the same as you would for place anywhere, place everywhere. And yeah, no, that works perfectly. Come on up here, and then we'll stick some fencing. We can get the start of a neat guard tower. Excellent. Alright, let's do a save, and let's get some posts under this bad boy. So we're going to use... You know what, we're going to go metal. I was thinking of using the wood ones, but yeah, I want to use these instead. Just throw a couple of those bad boys in there like that. And, yeah, why not? We'll put one there. We don't need them over here because we are built into the fence itself, so we got some protection. Now, let's come back into here, and let's see, how tall are these going to get? A little bit taller. That's a little better. Okay. So let's, get to that. Oh, wait, no. There we go. Alright. And let's put this guy in place instead. Perfect. That. And like that. It gives us a little more protection, a little more height. I could use, now that I'm thinking about it, let's go into here. Maybe we'll use some actual metal walls. These dudes. See if I can get a hold of one of these. Boop. Let's see. Oh, see, now that's too tall. Way too tall. Alright. I guess we're going back to the fencing, which is fine. Let me look here. Oh, no. I thought we had some metally rails type dealies. Let's explore. We have... No, not really any protection there. Boxcars. Nope. So we could make a nice little tower with some of that. Let's see. Wire fence, picket fence, no. Elevators, not gonna help. I don't know what that's from. One of the few mods that I do have installed that, yeah. Same thing with those. I don't know where that came from. Anyway. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go right back to what we were doing. Actually, let's check. Do we have anything here? It's such a shame because when I do my mods, I have these awesome like fences that have there we go. Let's do something a little different on this side. That have like metal sheets on them, which are going to give you way more protection than just simple wood there. But that's okay. We can manage. Now we want the barn and miscellaneous. We want some posts for this one. Let's put one there. Or, actually, you know what? I'm going to change my design once again. Whoops. Let's come back into here and do walls. Let me see what do I have for options here. Corner pieces, half walls. Darn. Yeah, the types of stuff that I would normally look for, I don't have. So, alright, I got an idea. We're gonna change this up once again. Let me turn off my little timeout just so I can come out here and get this done the way I want to. Let's get rid of that dude. First, now I can't get to that one. We're gonna have to move that so we can get rid of that, and bring that back in to where it was. And we're gonna have to raise our floor. Like, I don't know, we're about there. Okay. Whoops. There we go. I'll move these back up. No. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize I used the shorties. Hang on. Fixing my mistake. Back into here. There we go. Tall doors up in there. Get rid of that guy. Let's stick that one there. And let's move our bridge out of the way so we can function. Let's stick that guy there. Okay. Now. Now we definitely need a bridge. And some stairs. So before we do that, let's just stick that aside. And I'm going to go back to these guys, because I like these ones here. Or here. Really? That's going to be a problem. So we're just going to have to, fortunately... not turn that off. Why is that not, There we go. We're going to have to do this simply because of the walls that I'm going to use. We're going to use shack walls. Their doors are all in the center. So, build this like that. And then, let's see. Yeah, see, now this is... I might have to lower that. Alright, before we go any further, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to use these bad boys here. Of course, I had my snapping turned off like a dum-dum. Not like that. Now we've got a guard tower that sticks out this way. I'm thinking I might keep that, but this is going to make it really big. Okay, never mind. This is how my brain works sometimes. Come up with these ideas and they seem great at first, but then not so much. Let's go ahead and bring that down roughly about there. We'll keep the stairs though. In the center-ish. And this doesn't really matter if we have the long ones or the short ones. We'll just drop them all back in. Okay. Now we need the... There we go. These guys. You know what? Let's break it up. Oh, I didn't realize I was that twisted. Hang on. Gotta have some sort of rhyme or reason here. Oh, stuck again. I hate that. Oop, there we go. Okay. And I guess I don't really need it over on this side. I'm looking at it. But we'll use it to fill in some of the gaps here. Okay, we want... Let's go back to that guy. We'll throw this in here, just for some extra. Nice. Okay. So now we've got that. Go back to my original plan. Get some posts here. Just do that. Actually, no. One there. One there. Where do I want them? I like that a little better. I don't know. We'll leave it like that for now, and then let me see how my roof thing is going to work here. So let's go get a section of roof. Kind of like that guy. Oh, nope, not that one, because that one's got that weird indentation there. I don't know why that's like that. There we go. I like this one better. Okay. Well, if I lined things up. Let's get it down as low as we can so that we can't see those posts. Oh, geez, we're not even touching that one. Do I want it to extend out like that, though? I have an idea. Let's put a wall in. Can I put a wall on here? I can. And let's drop that down like that. So that way we get it all nicely lined up. And then... Just looking at my walls. Actually, you know what? I got the idea. Hang on. We're gonna... Now that we've got that lined up, come back in here. We can use one of these half walls here. On this side, because we don't really need to see too much that way, because we would just have that fence there, but we can still see all of this and all of that. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that kind of works. And I suppose we could kind of try to close this off a little. Let's take that guy out. And let's put a regular wall of some sort in. Let's see, how's this going to look, maybe? Hee. That's kind of funny. Nah, I'm not feeling that one. We're going to use a regular wood wall. I might just end up changing this whole entire thing at some point. Let's see, do we have any other doors? Really? Wow, that's a pretty crappy selection for the base. You only have one door? Wow, okay. Well, I guess that's what it is. Plop. So you come on up in here and you can shoot and shoot and shoot. And I might take that wall out though, because that does look a little bit obtrusive. Let's go ahead and store that one, and we're just going to do that. That. There we go. So we at least got some protection from the rain. Alright, and I do kind of want to keep these kind of uniformed. So let's do something like that. There we go. Now we got ourselves a nice little guard tower. So, since we got a guard tower, let's put... we don't have the guard mats? Is that, or is that under furniture? I have no idea. Is that under decorations? Display, floor coverings. I mean, these are the mats. Really? There's no guard mat things? Oh. All this time I thought that that was a vanilla thing. Apparently not. I don't remember this being vanilla. Okay. Well, we're just going to pretend that that's a guard tower. Maybe I'll find some way to get somebody to stand there or something. I don't know. Alright, anyway. So we built a little shanty of a guard tower. Let's go ahead and do a quick save. Yeah, we got something. Cool. Alright, so now that we've got that, let's go ahead and... Wood... Displays? No, sorry. Stairs. I don't know why they won't snap the other way. Like, that seems like such a huge mistake that they wouldn't allow that. So we're just going to have to, once again, free place that. And then we'll go ahead and put in a floor. Okay, there. What do I want to do? Yeah, let's do it on that side so we can kind of get this guy situated. Now. Are you stick? Yeah, a little too much. So, let's see. Actually, you know what? You have an idea. Hang on. Let's do that. Then we'll boop this on up. I suppose. Maybe we'll work off of that way. And... no, that's gonna kill it that way. Might just have to put like a little tiny shack here. Or something. I mean, it's fine if it's long. That's fine. You know, we get right up into that. That's cool. Yeah, why not? Let's go with that. Alright, let's put another doorway there. Then we'll stick a wall like that there. This guy here. Maybe give him a matching roof line of some sort if we have another piece that looks kind of like that. Yeah, there we go. That works. Then we'll do something similar in the back, but maybe we'll go for one of the metal ones. Maybe we have something that looks like that, with a little bit of roofage. Minus the door, of course. Yeah. See how that looks. Really, you're not going to snap the way I want you to? Ugh. fine. Let's put you in there. No, I don't think we want that. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to use 2 of these. Why not? There we go. That's a funky little house. And we need some roofuses. This dude's got the swanky, shiny metal roof. Now we've got that back wall. Let's see if we can finally finish filling that in. Let's go with... you know what? Let's come on back. And that guy. Ooh, no, that's going to stick out too much. Alright, we need a flat section. There we go. Much better. Nice. Now we've got ourselves a nice little shanty. Cool. Now we got ourselves a guard tower right next door. Can peep in their little chicken wire thing there. Sweet. Alright, now... I'm really disappointed that none of these things snap to the floors like that. Let's go, I think... Yeah, those do. Maybe we'll work off of something like that. We'll stick this guy like way up in the air. And... I got an idea. I'm gonna take that guy out. I'm gonna stick this like right here. I think that's like the perfect spot for it. And we'll take our little bridge. Perfect. Well, except... Well, that might just be because I'm in here. Let's try that. Yeah, that works. I like the way it goes into the leaves, too. It makes it nice and fitted it in. But we'll scooch this guy over a little bit. Let's pop it on the ground. Just like that. Perfect. So they can share it between that house and that house. Then the grill. I'm gonna stick the grill. Let's just put it right there. Perfect. So in this one, since we're going to be working on such a great height, let's get, yeah, that guy there. Except let's scooch that. Perfect, just like that. Now we're going to have that little bare open space, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Maybe this will be a store of some sort. Right as soon as you walk in the gates there, boom, here's a nice little store where you can come buy some stuff. And we're going to have this open area here, but I do have an idea once again. Let's come over here. Let's use those same set of stairs. And yeah, it's not a bad idea. Kind of like that. Then we can connect some other something right here. So if we take, oh, this floor here. And now this is leading all up into this. So maybe we'll make that like some sort of walkway, and then we'll build more houses up here. Yeah, now this is all starting to come together. Now you can see what I'm talking about, where this is kind of like your main sidewalk, walkway. You come walking in the gate there, and then come zipping along, and you got your guard tower and a couple of houses there. And there's going to be some sort of business here. Then come on over here, some steps up to this level, which also gets connected to that level bridge that is there for no reason other than it looks cool. And it's glitching, apparently. Then, yeah, from down over here, we'll work our way up and over that way and towards that way. And, of course, that house is going to stay, even though it's crooked. And it's probably going to muck things up, but we'll find a way to work around it. But I am going to keep with my walkways being butted right up against this, and I'm just going to have, like, houses completely surrounding this whole entire thing. And this is just going to be, like, open. So, yeah, that's going to be quite the reduction there, but well worth it. Cool! Alright, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.